Hey folks, King's Drummer here for another video. And on this video I'm not going to show any vinyl. I'm going to show something that really means a lot to me, and I really want to share this with everybody here. I'm a big fan of the band Rush, and I've shown a lot of Rush vinyl in past videos, and I've been going to their concerts since 1990. My first concert was during their Presto tour. I saw it in Sacramento at Arco Arena, and I've been going to see the band ever since then. I think I've seen them live 8 times, and I've seen all the tours from 1990 all the way to summer of last year, which was the Time Machine tour. And I just bought this special book, which is a used copy. I found it in a record shop, but I've seen this book when I went to concerts before, but it was so expensive at the time I couldn't afford it. So I found a used copy of it. It's in great condition, excellent condition, and I just wanted to show it to all of you and some of the other Rush tour programs I got from concerts I went over the years since 1990. This is the Rush tour book. As you can see, the cover, it's this cloth cover with the man going into the star, the pentagram here, which is the famous cover from the 2112 album. Nothing in the back. And what this is all the Rush concert tour programs in one big book covering the years 1977 through 2004. 2004 being the band's 30th anniversary. It was the R30 tour. Unfortunately, I didn't see that show, but I have it on DVD. And it just covers every concert program the band had during that time. And so it starts off with 1977, and it just shows all the pictures and stories that were in the concert programs during those years. We're talking hemispheres all the way to the R30 tour. And it has every concert program, every page, every picture, every bit of text that was written during those eras. And like I said, this is a used copy, but it's in just absolute fantastic condition, excellent condition. And me being such a huge Rush fan, this was a must-have. This whole book was a must-have. And I'll skim through it here. That was the Hemispheres part of it. I think the next big album for Rush during that time was Moving Pictures. I got the Moving Pictures section of the book here. So that was another big time for Rush. And every time I've seen Rush live in concert, I literally wanted to go back home and start my own band. And I wanted to start a band pretty similar to Rush, kind of a hard rock prog jam band, a band that just plays its instruments really well. And they inspired me to be about as good a musician as I possibly can be. That's the influence they've had on me personally. And here's another favorite era of mine, the Grace Under Pressure tour. I have the album, I have the live DVD from it. I was just too young to see Rush at the time. But I really wish I had seen them because they were my favorite band. But yeah, Neil Peart's drumming always inspired me. And the band's music just thrills me to death. And every time I see them live, like I said, I just want to go out and just start my own band. That's the effect I have on me. I'm just blown away by their songs, the live performance, the lyrics, the production they put into their live shows, the album artwork that they put in. They put a lot of care into such things, and so having this tour book is a big deal for me because I'm so influenced by their music and by their musicianship. So this is during the Hold Your Fire tour, and I'll fast track again to a tour I wish I had a program for, which was a Counterparts tour. which was in 1994. There's the Counterparts tour. And, you know, I saw a Counterparts concert. And the opening band at the time was the Melvins, which was a strange band to open for Rush. But, you know, I think they almost got booed off the stage because Rush fans just weren't feeling alternative rock at the time. But it was still a great show. Rush put on a fantastic show. They had a great live show with concert lighting, lasers, rear projection screen behind the stage. It was just an amazing show. I'm very glad I went to it. And it ends on the R30 tour, and I'll get to that as fast as I could find it. There's so many things in here. And it ends on R30, which was the tour that celebrated the band's 30th birthday. And they started the show with an instrumental medley of all their 70 songs. It was really cool, and it was a great, it's a great live DVD, because unfortunately this is the one tour I missed from Rush. But for only one reason, they weren't playing any live new music. It was all the old songs. I thought, okay, this one I'll miss, and I regretted it because as soon as I got the concert DVD, it was a great nostalgic trip throughout their whole career. So the Rush tour book covering the years 1977 to 2004, every concert program. Yeah, I guess you could see that there. Just a great find for me, being such a hardcore Rush fan. This was just like Christmas come early. Now, like I said, I've seen Rush since 1990. My first tour was the Presso tour. Here's the program for the Presso tour, Arco Arena, and I still have the paper clipping for it. There it is, Rush and opening band, Mr. Big. It was a fantastic show, just fantastic. The venue on there says Oakland Coliseum. I saw them at Arco Arena in Sacramento, but Oakland was like the day after my show. I couldn't find a local newspaper ad, so I just cut that one out. But just to put me back into that time. And look at the drum set. That's all I gotta say. Look at the drum set. I wanted that drum set so freaking bad. The one cool thing about this tour, the Presso tour, was when they played the song Tom Sawyer, they had two black top hats on either side of the stage. They're supposed to be magic hats, and during the song Tom Sawyer, these big, gigantic white bunnies came out of the hat. And they were from the stage all the way to the lighting grid. That's how tall they stood. There's no picture of them in here, so I'll have to show you on the next program, the white bunnies. That was like everyone's favorite part of the show. Everyone just commented how much they love the bunnies. And so that was the first tour I went. The next tour would be for Rush, Roll Bones. This is the tour program for that. And newspaper clippings from the show I went to. The opening band, Primus. Primus and Rush on one stage. And let me tell you folks, that was fucking awesome. Yeah, both bands were just badass. And oh, I loved it. And this is the one I told you about before during the Roll of Bones. The opening band, the Melvins. So, you know, Melvins, but you know, Primus was a better show. Here's the picture of the bunnies, as I was telling you. I'll bring it closer here. As you can see, there they are right there. And as you can see, it's about as tall as the stage. And it was so cool to see that. You know, and they were connected by these little thick cables. And you could see someone at the top of the lighting grid operating them like they were giant puppets, and they would just sort of bounce to the rhythm of the music. It was so cool. So that was always a favorite part of mine, the big bunnies. And I always dug this picture here. This is a picture of Geddy Lee getting ready for the show. You can See, it's him in his dressing room, and he's getting his variety of different sized noses ready to go on stage as well. So they had a sense of humor, Rush, trust me. I don't know if it showed very many times, but the band did have a sense of humor. And let me see if I can find a better bunny picture. I don't know why I'm so obsessing over the bunnies, but that was a good part of the show. I'll just have to stick with this one over here. And it's this picture right here, as you can see, just to give you an idea of the scale of how big those rabbits were. I mean, they took up the whole size. They took up the whole, from the stage, I swear, all the way to the lighting grids. They were freaking huge. So that was the Roller Bones tour from 91 to 92. This is the Test for Echo tour. This was 1996. I did see the Counterparts tour as well. That was in 94. Unfortunately, I didn't buy a program at that show, but you know, thanks to this book here, now I have a copy of it. But Test for Echo, 1996. Again at Arco Arena. I always see the band in Sacramento, except for the Time Machine tour. I had to go to the Shoreline Amphitheater to see them, but great venue as well. And Test for Echo was a great tour because they played the whole 2112 Side 1 epic in its entirety during that show. I mean, it was, unfortunately, you know, Geddy Lee's a lot older now, so they had to drop the keys a little bit for him to pull it off, because it kind of came at the end of the set, but they sounded fantastic on it. They had a great stage show with lights and, as you can see, pyrotechnics, rear projection. What I loved about Rush is that big rear projection screen behind the stage. They always came up with different tour films throughout the tour, and I guess my favorite tour film was, you know, I showed you the big white bunnies. On the Counterparts tour, they decided to do something fun with the bunnies, and they made one bunny good, one bunny bad. The bad bunny had a derby, a cigarette, and a gun, and he shoots the good bunny. and that's the what was shown in this picture here. As you can see, bad bunny shooting the good bunny. They had this cartoon bullet that went all over the place, as you can see in that picture, and shot and deflated the bunny. So, and everybody was bummed out that they killed the rabbit. It was a joke, you guys. Come on. I think some people started booing that they killed the rabbit. I couldn't believe that. It was a joke. But anyway, it was a great show. And the band would go on a very long hiatus, as we know. And Neil Peart's daughter and wife passed away about a year after that, which caused him to go into depression, and he decided to get on a motorcycle and drive across country to get over during his grieving period. And the band looked like it was through at that point, but they did come back, I believe in 2002, 2003 with the Vapor Trails tour. And then the album after that was the last program I got for 2007, was the Snakes and Arrows tour. This is the last studio album they put out in 2007. And in 2012, they're gonna have a new album coming out called, I think it was Clockwork Angels, I believe is the title. So I really can't wait for that one. And like I said, Rush always puts together quality tour program and quality book. And the pictures are great. I love how it's presented here, how each tour is presented in pictures. It's just fantastic. They really put a lot of care into this. And they actually, I mean, it did cost a lot of money. It cost like $20, but for $20 you got some nice photography and a really good book. And a great souvenir to a great show you're about to see from Rush. And it's just fantastic to see this. And their show is amazing. So I'm really glad that I took the time to buy these tour programs, because they are just amazing. And a lot of stories, a lot of essays written by Neil Peart here on a lot of these books. Very fascinating to read. And just a killer concert program. Well, that's going to do it. Like I said, I bought this earlier today brought it home, and I've been in rush heaven ever since all day today. And I just wanted to share it with my friends here in the VC. This is something this book and all these other Toro programs, plus my Genesis Toro programs, mean a lot to me, so something I was dying to share. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you at the next video.